Hello, good morning. Week 15 and a half, I believe. Right, where do I start? Weight is 25 stone 1. Suffering a bit for it. It's impacted my sleep. And fatigue levels are quite high, but nothing I can't cope with. Got a bit of a cold again. I seem to catch everything that's going around these days, but that's immune suppression from the gear. Training wise, well, injury wise, quad is a lot better, still not 100%. Shoulder seems to have leveled out, so it's still painful, but at least it means I can push it now with no ill effect. Got a slight pec, twinge, tear. Not too sure. I got a partial tear in my right pec, and it felt like that I'd let go a little bit more the other day. So I'm just babysitting that for a couple of weeks. And I strained my forearms doing a 6-plate bent over row. It was an ego lift, but I had to give it a go. However, 5 is now consistently good in good form. Training's a bit inconsistent. I seem to have hit a little bit of a limbo state at the moment. I either need to push the training a bit more, I need to push the food a bit more, and I seem to be a bit static. Food-wise, had some appetite issues. The MPP seemed to cure them, but unfortunately, due to me being a knob, I ran out. Should have more before the end of the week, but it was a bit of a stupid situation. I'm a bit pissed at myself for it, but nothing I can do about it now. I'm hitting most meals most days. Odd days I'll miss one. I seem to be good with food up until I train, and then after I train I struggle to eat. Suffering from a lot of bloating. But I've started Udo's Beyond Greens, so it'll be interesting to see if they help. Otherwise, not so bad. Everything's all pretty hunky-dory, really, I suppose. I've got 5.5 weeks at this current dosage and training, and then I'll switch over to Tren. So it'll be Test-T, 2.5 Test-T, Tren. Not sure, probably about 1 to start with anyway, and then also 150 mg of test suspension pre-workout. And I'm dropping the oxys and switching over to Anavar as well. Otherwise, like I say, not so bad. Been really busy. Photo shoot for a friend of mine who's a photographer. It's for his own portfolio, but he did a couple of shots for me. Some of you might have seen a double bicep shot. Must admit, even I was quite pleased with that. And I did a training video last Sunday with JG Films. Dyslexic. James Grealish. Good guy, brilliant guy. Highly recommend him if you want to do films. Self-taught, but really got a flair for it. It's a bit weird. I think I train hard. Others may not. So it's going to be interesting to see what people think about my training when this vid gets launched in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now. There has been, I've had a chat with James about possibly doing some more in the form of DVDs, but I can't really see anybody wanting to buy one, to be honest. So I might do some more and just keep it as online. We'll see what the reaction is to the first one first and see where we go from there. It's been done in association with testmuscle.co.uk, the forum. Really, that's it. I'd like to say there was more interesting and exciting things to tell you, but like I say, it's a bit Groundhog Day-ish at the moment. Just plodding along. I do need to step things up a little bit. What I have done just lately is I've sort of tightened and slowed my reps right down. Just sort of hope, just take the pressure off a couple of these niggles, which seems to have helped. and my TUT training starts in 5.5 weeks, which I know is going to help. But I did want this last 5 weeks to be a big push to try and break into sort of 25.5 stone. But I'm not sure that's going to be achievable. I'll give it my best shot, and we'll see how we go. But body seems to be resisting me a little bit at the moment. However, I do seem to be looking denser. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I didn't particularly think I was getting any leaner. In fact, from the stomach bloke and everything, it's a bit hard to tell. I suppose really I should do a caliper test and see what I'm actually sitting at. In fact, I might do that this week. Otherwise, like I say, all pretty much a muchness. Bit rough, bit under the weather, a bit jaded with it. It's hard and it's taking its toll. The constant pounding, the constant pain associated with that, the constant eating. It's definitely towing a bit now, but my old training partner may be rejoining me for the odd session, which will be a nice breath of fresh air, and he'll definitely liven things up in the gym. And I know if that goes well, everything else seems to drop in place for me, so that could change things a little. On other notes, well, been a few things going on, I believe. The dropping of female bodybuilding from first the Arnold, and then the UK BFF programme. I understand the reasons. The class is weak, and they're blaming the competitors and saying, well, the competitors haven't come, so we can't run the class. But the competitors haven't come because of the inconsistency with judging. You know, you have Rennie win one year and then Rosie the next. Great respect for both girls, great respect for both the physiques, but they are chalk and cheese. I mean, how is a physique competitor or a women's bodybuilder, if you want to call it, supposed to know what the judges are looking for when they swing from a physique like Rennie's to a physique like Rosie's? It's daft, it's crazy. So, bloody hell, I'm snotty. So, it's gone. It's sad, really. Yeah, I mean, I know I could rant and rave and go on about this, that and the other, but it's sad. And where do these girls go now? I mean, I've heard a lot say, oh, well, I'll just drop down to physique. Why? Why would you stay loyal to a fed that's kicks in a proverbial nuts? You know, the fed can afford to run that class. But they'd rather run umpteen men's physique and umpteen bikini classes instead. Now, I appreciate it's the United Kingdom fitness and bodybuilding, so, you know, but nah, it's a shame that they couldn't support it as a lost leader. Give it some consistency, give it some true direction, and give the girls a chance to come back. Because I know quite a few are planning on competing back again this year. Anyway, if there's any sense, they'll go to NABA or they'll go to one of the other big shows and stop fanning about with a fed that there's no loyalties. The Arnold, they say it's for time constraints. I just think it's the beginning of a thin wedge. We all of a sudden seem to have got very bothered about what the general public think in bodybuilding. Now, I got into bodybuilding, I love bodybuilding because it was freaks, because it was unattainable looks, or what are perceived as unattainable looks, because only the few could achieve. That's what I loved about it. It was different, it was out there. I've never found female bodybuild attractive, but I have a massive respect for the girls. You know, it's hard to build that quality of physique as a woman But it's also hard because of the social stigma that you face. You're going against the grain. And blokes are just being more blokey, but women aren't. They're changing the appearance so much that a lot of people question their gender, which is hard. It must be hard for any woman. And I say it's a shame. I find it disgusting, to be honest, that girls that have dedicated their lives to a sport, and this is how the sport rewards them. It's, you know, what do they do? Where do they go from here? It's silly, but now, well, money speaks, and commercialism and what the public thinks seems to be more important than staying true to the sport. I say I'm unsure when bodybuilding got so concerned with public opinion. I mean, they all go on now, well, look at the size of the men's physique classes, look at the size of the bikini classes, and there's a reason they're so big. And I don't care how you want to cut this. I'm not taking anything away from the athletes. You know, they do work hard, but they don't work as hard as the bodybuilders. They're not as lean, they're not as big. And that's why there's so many in the class, because the look is so much more achievable. It's so easier to achieve. So instead of promoting and encouraging people to push harder and to work harder and to work smarter and to eat smarter and to develop better physiques, no, what we'll do is we'll lower the standards they have to achieve to. So we'll get more people through the door and more people on stage because we make it easier for them. To me, it was never about that. To me, it's completely wrong. It's the totally the wrong direction to be going in. Only time will tell. I could well be wrong. But only time will tell. And we'll see where we are in a couple of years. I do see NABA gaining quite a lot of competitors this year, though, and that may give the NABA Pro Circuit a big boost as well. One other thing. Mr. Meep, some of you, if you've watched from the beginning, will remember, made a couple of appearances in the early videos, is actually a Mrs. Meep. So, I now live in a house with 4 females. And Mrs. Meep, how we discovered, was because Mrs. Meep came into season. So I now live in a house with 4 hormonal females. Oh joy of joys. No, well, that's it from me. My ramblings. Like I say, I hadn't had much to say, so that's why I'm being very up with the vids. And this has been a long one, actually. I'll get off. I believe the teaser for the DVD video training thingy comes out next week, back end of next week. I had a look at the cover yesterday. I'm not allowed to show it, unfortunately. I've been sworn to secrecy. But yeah, it don't look bad. And we'll see what people think. Well, anyway, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.